feel like I have a hair on my face somewhere. Anyway. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jessica and I talk about frugal living, fitness motivation, and minimalism. I've been back from my deployment for a few weeks now, so in this video I'm just going to talk about some post-deployment frugal wins and fails for you guys. So let's get into it. The first one is meals on my way from my deployed location to home. As you can imagine, it's a long flight from the Middle East to Mississippi. So for the majority of that, I was given meals on the flight, and y'all, they were amazing. I'm not dissing on meals on a plane any longer. They were great. They were delicious. And then when I'm traveling as a military member, I get to receive per diem. It's about $41 a day, depending on if it's a travel day or if I'm on location somewhere. And I don't remember exactly how much it is, but it's about $41 a day. If you hear cats in the background, those are one of our feral cats doing their thing. They killed a snake in the backyard the other day, so they're pretty nice. So between Maryland and Mississippi, where I'm stationed at, I had 2 meals. The win with all this is that throughout these American airports, I did not buy souvenirs, I didn't buy snacks, I bought my meals, and then I just hung out at the bar area of the restaurants until it was ready for me to get on my flight. So I didn't splurge on clothes or snacks or extra drinks, because the flight, you know, they'll give you water. I had a bottle of water with me, so I only spent money on, you know, the food I needed, and that was it. So I would call that a frugal win. The next frugal win or fail in this order is a win. So this is a win on our house insurance, the homeowners insurance. The next money goal we had was to get affordable homeowners insurance. And to do that, we were going through Geico. My mom said Geico wanted a pool fence around the pool in order to get the homeowner's insurance down from a crazy number like $1,000 to something more, you know, realistic and reasonable. And this was like a couple years ago. Since that time, we had a roof put on the house. But since my move from Colorado came up so quickly, we reevaluated this fence thing, because not only was it going to get the price on homeowners insurance down, but it was to keep, you know, if there's kids over or pets, it was for convenience and security in addition to getting that homeowners insurance cost down. We re-evaluated this money goal because I was moving, so we didn't really need a fence for Titan anymore. And my mom was working with Geico, so we were looking around for other homeowners insurance companies. When we were re-evaluating the homeowners insurance, I was looking through USAA online on their app. One of the questions were whether or not we lived inside or outside the city limit. So I believe that was why we didn't need a fence around the pool, because we live in the middle of nowhere on top of a hill, kind of isolated. We're not inside the city limits. So I think because of that, we were able to get an affordable homeowners insurance price. Once I filled out all the questions on what we had, the square foot, what kind of flooring we had, what kind of siding, kind of like the size and shape of the house, and roughly what the house was made of, I submitted it, and then I got an email back about it, and I told them when I wanted the insurance to start. All that was set up, but then I called USAA because I wanted to confirm we were good, we had all the things we needed, the liability, and I wanted to talk about having the pool covered. So it's covered without needing a fence around it, because basically we're outside of the city limits. Now we have affordable homeowners insurance, fully covered, and it's $274 a month. And we got there by looking at other insurance companies. Whether or not it was gonna lower the house insurance, we still wanted the fence, and we still do want a fence around the pool. It's just gonna happen, it just moved down on the priority list because I'm moving, Titan's not gonna be here, and no kids swim in the pool right now. So the goal of getting affordable homeowners insurance is in the books. Okay, next up is a fail. I'm calling it a frugal fail because it involves a storm that caused damage to my car. I know it's an act of God kind of situation. So my car was parked under a carport. The carport was secured in the ground with stakes. However, we knew that if it took just a little bit stronger of a storm, could blow this carport out of the ground. Oh, this is Titan. Titan. Titan says hi. So around May 4th, a big storm came that blew this carport up out of the ground over my car and into the bushes like going toward down the hill. It didn't go down the hill, but it was like in the bushes and trees and stuff. So I looked at the car, and there are several scratches and a few dents on the top above the door rail rim thing. I don't know the correct terms. Mostly scratches, a few dents. So I sent pictures and everything. I worked with USAA, filed a claim, and they gave me about $2,400 to get all this fixed. And on top of that, you know, I have $500 deductible. And then, so next week I'm going to have my car looked at and dropped off. If I have some pictures, I'll insert them somewhere so you can see them. I'm labeling this a Frugal Fail because I knew this carport was not secure in the ground for any type of storm. And the only reason I had this carport was to cover my car while I was deployed because it wouldn't be driven. It was in like a storage kind of label. It wasn't being driven around. But I have a car sinking fund that I'm saving up for to not replace the car I have now, but to keep the car I have, not sell it, and then get another car. Because the car I have now, it's not gonna last forever, right? So I just wanna be prepared to get another car when I need it. The car I have now is great, it looks really cool, I like it, but I don't wanna drive it literally till the wheels fall off, because I wanna keep it for forever. So when it gets to where it's getting too expensive to repair, I'm gonna get just another daily car. All right, the last one I have for you is a win. It's a Frugal Win, and it has to deal with our next money goal. And Titan's in the background if you hear him walking around on the tile. He's playing with his ball. So the next money goal we had after the pool fence, moving on to window blinds. So our house is about 4,200 square feet. We have 41 windows, and the windows don't have any blinds or shutters or curtains or any of that. So when it gets hot, it just causes the power bill to go up. So we're just saving to make the house look better and hopefully bring the power bill down. We are getting blinds installed. These are blackout blinds, or excuse me, not blinds, shades. I call them blinds. Apparently blinds are the vertical blinds, but we're getting roller shades. If I have a picture, I'll insert it. But we're getting blackout roller shades on all the windows. And initially, I was shopping around. I was gonna get three estimates, go from there. So the people I were looking at didn't do that. They weren't working right now, or the small business I was gonna go with, the smaller business that was called Just Blinds. I called them and they don't come to our area. So Lowe's was the only one I could get to service our location that I was able to find. And we like to support small businesses when we can. In this instance, I wasn't able to find a small business of blinds installation. So I went to Lowe's, I looked around, I picked out some blinds that I liked, and in retrospect, I should have, when I was looking in the book, there was no cost. I just saw that, yeah, these are blackout shades. I want these kind. This is a good neutral color. And then the next step was for them to come out and measure the windows so they could be made and then installed. So the lady came out a few days later, measured all our windows. I went back to Lowe's, I got the estimate, and y'all, it was $12,000. You heard me right. To have 41 window blackout shades installed was $12,000. That included the shades and the installation. So I was like, y'all need to break this down for me. Apparently the first time, like when I went in to pick out my shade, I just wanted something to go off of and then go from there. But when I had the estimate, I was working with the people, they couldn't just easily, shade, okay, you want this brand instead of this brand? Okay, there you go. They had to enter every single window one at a time, and every window had like 5 specs they had to enter. Anyway, it took them about 2 hours to like change around the stuff that I wanted to do to get the price lower. Let me explain. So Lowe's has many different brands of roller shades. When I went in there initially, there's many different kinds. So I was like, okay, here's the roller shade, blackout roller shade book. I'll just pick one out of there. So I did, but I happened to pick the Bali, I guess, which is the most expensive brand. But when I went in, I had 3 workers working on 2 computers to analyze what is the $12,000 going to. The main thing was the brand. So I switched from Bali to Allen Roth. Went from like $281 a shade to, got it right here. I got the receipt right here. This is the receipt. Boop. That's the receipt for the window shades. So the shades went from $281 per shade to $116 with Allen Roth. Yeah. In addition to that, on above each window, like above right here, there's something's called like a valance or something like that, like a fancy thing to cover the front of the window. I was like, we don't need a valance. We don't need, because when their lady was like, do you want a valance or no? And I'm playing with Titan in the background. So down here under the table was a blanket. So the lady was like, do you want a valance? I was like, what's a valance? So she like showed me, and I was like, we don't need a valance. We don't need a valance. Valance less, okay? No valance. So they went through. One lady was entering everything. The other lady was breaking down what I have. The other lady was putting in the new what I want. Do this. This is their job, right? So you are paying your money. I got these shades down from $12,000 to another price that I'll tell you in a second, but they get paid for this, okay? And it's your money. So I didn't realize they had to do all this. I thought it would be a quick little change, but apparently it's really difficult for you to get exactly what you want, exactly what you need. So, but they are happy to do it. Just know it's possible. In addition to Lowe's removing the valances, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. They were like, well, do you want it a cordless or do you want a cord? Initially with Bali, I was like cordless. It sounded cheaper to have it cordless because you just pull it down and then you pull it back up. That sounded cheaper to me. But apparently it's cheaper to have the pull-in cord on the side rather than cordless. So for every window, they went in and changed one at a time. And when they do one at a time, they have to go in and add the dimensions of the window. Like they have to do it all over again. But had I known that, I wish I would have been there the first time with the lady, because all it was, I picked out the brand, they measured it, and they put in all the stuff. But for them to modify it, they have to do it from scratch every time. So I felt kind of bad for that, but then I was like, you know, I'm paying a lot of money here. You're just gonna have to do it. You get paid, you're being paid to do this. So quickly I got over that bad feeling because I didn't know, and it's her job. So everyone, I was like, no, I want the cord on all of them because it's cheaper. The valances, before I forget, were like $70 each. It was like $68 each to have a valance thing over it. Another thing that changed with this new estimate was that the brand I got, Allen & Roth, didn't make window blackout shade long enough for the longest window I had, like the original brand. The longest window we have is about 81 inches wide. So they're like, I'm sorry, this brand doesn't make it that wide. What do you want to do? So I thought about it, and the window faces the woods. So no one can see in the window. So anyway, I was like, you can just leave it, no shade on that one for now. On top of all this, Lowe's happened to be having a $99 sale or something like that. So for installation. So it's $100 for installation for 9 blinds. And then everyone after that, it's only $10 for installation for those blinds. So paying about $116 for every window shade, and then $99 for 9 shades installation, and then after that $10 for each shade. So I caught that deal, and then I'm looking at the receipt, and a lot of these shades were only $63. Some of them were more expensive due to the size of the window. So that's nice. Yeah, some of these were $58. Most of them were $63, and some of them were $116. So much better than the original $281 with that other brand. Anyway, the total went, Frugal Win announcement. So in total, it went from $12,000 to $3,365.49. Boom. Changing the brand, removing things I don't need, like the valance, cordless, and I removed the large window that I really don't need a shade on right now. So big Frugal Win, y'all. So they're coming to install these 40 window blinds on Wednesday. We're so excited. And then moving on to the next money goal. Always have a money goal. Always know where your money's going. The next money goal we have is to redo our floors. Super big project. This is gonna cost anywhere between $17,000 and $20,000. It could be more than the roof we paid for. But the first step was to have a company come out, give us an estimate, right? We need an estimate. We need some kind of number to know what we're shooting for. Don't be afraid to get estimates up front. Get as many estimates as you can get. and don't feel like you have to go with the cheapest option. You got time to save money, save for the best contractor. That's what we did with our roof. There was someone offering us a cheaper cost, but we didn't like their plan for installing the roof. They weren't going to insulate it the way we wanted to. They wanted to cut pieces of the roof in ways we didn't want. So when you have time to save cash, consider going with the best company, not necessarily the cheapest. Sometimes the cheapest is the best, but just consider that. You know, this is your opportunity to get what you really need. So we're going with the small local company for redoing our floors. They're the only small local company I know of in our area, but we're gonna have a bit of time to save up, you know, between $17,000 and $20,000. That was a rough estimate, but I'm having them break down this estimate that they are just guessing. So I had them come out, they measured all the rooms, 4,200 square feet. We're getting all the rooms flooring redone except for 3 of the 4 bedrooms and 2 of the 4 bathrooms. Other than that, whole house redone. This is gonna go over every room. Right now we've got a hodgepodge, mishmash. Anyway, we've got several different types of flooring in the house right now, from carpet to ceramic tile to regular tile to indoor, outdoor carpet, Berber carpet, 3 different kinds of carpets, a couple different kinds of tile, some wood, anyway, we've got a lot. A big part of the estimate is gonna be bringing up the old floor. There are some concerns about this tile that has been here for 30 years. So I'll see what the estimate is and go from there. I am gonna look around for other small flooring businesses that can also give me an estimate. I don't think there are any, but I still wanna make sure I'm covering all my options, right? Once we have the original estimate saved up, I'm gonna have another estimate drawn up. Because right now they were talking about having to get wood paneling in some areas to even out some of the flooring. But as we all know, wood is really expensive right now. But that is gonna be part of the estimate. So between now and the time we have the money saved up, the number's gonna change. It could go lower, could go higher, but it could go lower. Either way, I need to know the money because we're gonna pay in cash, remember? So once I have the original estimate money saved up or something close to it, they're gonna come out, do another estimate. If I find another flooring company, I'm gonna have them come out and do another estimate as well. Fresh estimates, always have a fresh estimate. Once I have that saved up, I'm gonna ask if they have any discounts. Hey, do you offer military discount? Do you offer cash discount? Always ask that after you get the estimate number, because if you tell them you have cash in the beginning, that could impact their estimate. Always hold your cards close until you're ready to play them. That's how I always think. I feel like I have a hair on my face somewhere. Anyway, so guys, that's all I have for you this week. Let me know what you think about these home upgrades. What home upgrades are you doing, and what do you think about these home upgrades? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Before I forget, I also wanted to tell you guys that while I was in Dallas with my sister, who's an artist if you didn't know, I did a video on her channel, which was really fun. We made an art piece that I will show you. So excited. So while I was visiting my sister in Dallas, she and I made this piece. So she's an artist, and while I was visiting her, we made that piece. So I'll link that video down below if you want to check it out. It was so much fun. So enjoy.